Hello, this is my final presentation for my research and usability class at the University of Washington in the Human-Computer Interaction and Design Master's Program. My team chose to focus on the topic of dating, specifically the correlation between dating app usage and feelings of fatigue when it comes to dating online. A little background about our project. We chose the topic of dating fatigue because painful disappointments and rejections that inevitably come with dating can take a toll, leading to dating fatigue. Dating fatigue might present itself as an attitude of indifference, feeling depressed and hopeless, exhausted at the thought of another date, leading people to giving up on finding a partner altogether. Having a partner can improve many aspects of a person's life. Only 44% of people between the ages of 23 and 38 are married, and 74% of millennials and Gen Z are using dating apps. So we wondered if there might be a correlation between the negative side effects of online dating and not finding a suitable partner. We see an opportunity to help reduce feelings of decreased self-worth and burnout from online dating apps by improving the online dating app experience. A high-level summary, we learned that dating fatigue is an accumulation of negative experiences that occur on dating apps. A high rate of failure on the app leads users to blame themselves for their failure to meet a suitable match, ultimately causing them to feel demoralized by the entire experience and overlook negative character traits in people that they typically would not overlook. Our evaluative research from concept testing, our prototype, taught us that participants define dating fatigue differently. Participants like to feel reassured that there are other people on the app feeling fatigued, and that there are mixed feelings towards users because some are skeptic that the app does not have their best interests in mind. And through all of our research, we decided to focus on the research question, what is the relationship between dating fatigue and dating apps? We found that users commonly experience increased feelings of burnout, which is a common symptom of dating fatigue. Users find themselves overwhelmed by the endless amount of potential matches and repeated rejections when 49% of users initiate conversations they never receive a response to. Users report reduced feelings of self-worth due to the process where it begins with users feeling very optimistic about the experience to then hitting a wall and taking a break from the app or deleting it altogether. We learned that users, specifically those in minority groups such as women, LGBTQ individuals, and people of color, are more likely to experience harassment. Among women aged 18 to 34, 60% reported being continuously contacted despite responding that they were not interested. And 35% reported to have received unwanted, explicit messages or pictures. People are compulsively using dating apps because they contain features including super likes, unlimited likes, roses, and spotlights that are intended to give users a better opportunity at finding a match. But these features have further gamified online dating, causing users to compulsively use the app while generating revenue for the company. Creating a profile on a dating app involves adding a few photos of oneself and writing an engaging description in the hopes of piquing other users' interests. Some profiles are optimized where each and every input field are leveraged to entice interest. Profiles that are information and content sparse can contribute to people dismissing or ignoring their profiles when in reality, the person might just need more help. Dating apps are often preferred because of the ease of use and the low barrier to entry, but they don't allow for nonverbal communication. Research has shown that nonverbal communication, such as body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice, account for almost 55% of all communication. The research from our literature review provoked more questions. We wanted to know, why do users return to dating apps after experiencing reduced feelings of self-worth? How does compulsive dating app increase feelings of dating fatigue and burnout? When users are selecting others based on superficial traits, do they dismiss potential matches that in real life would have been of interest? Could incorporating nonverbal communication decrease the feelings of fatigue? We wanted to learn more about the dating app experience. We wanted to learn why people start, continue, stop, return, and continue using dating apps once they return back to them. We created a screener to find participants who are active dating app users and who have experienced negative feelings while using the dating apps. We interviewed 6 participants for 45-minute semi-structured interviews. We decided to conduct remote interviews due to the sensitive topic, and the pool of candidates were friends of the research team. We also decided to have the person on our team that recruited the participant facilitate the interview. Our logic behind this was that people would feel more comfortable to open up about this topic with the person they felt the closest to. We found that each and every facet of the online dating experience may develop into a pain point, contributing to the buildup of emotions that leads to dating fatigue. This led us to our first finding, where the strategies vary from the way participants interact with their dating apps to establishing a criteria for potential matches. Participants struggle to present themselves and navigate interaction etiquette on dating apps. Even when a participant continues to iterate on a strategy to reduce negative experiences, it is impossible to completely avoid a poor match. The previous finding led into our second finding that users second guess every aspect of their profile construction or interactions with matches. If a match or date doesn't lead to a positive outcome, they're quick to blame themselves for not doing a better job at choosing the right match. The second finding filtered into the third finding. Due to failed strategies and self-blaming for the adverse outcomes, participants lose confidence and hope because they have tried everything to meet others but still struggle to find the right match. It can become so emotionally draining that their dating app usage becomes an on and off again cycle. As a team, we thought about how might we help people have a less demoralizing experience when using online dating apps. We built a very low fidelity prototype of features that could be added to the Hinge app to reduce self-blame, create a transparent and supportive environment, and guide users to optimize their dating app strategy without burning out. The prototype includes polls for mental health check-ins with percentages of how other users in your area are feeling in relation to you. It includes a check-in feature where it checks in on the user and how they're feeling. And based on their responses, it leads to a pre-recorded video from a love coach acting as a supportive big sister or big brother, providing helpful advice so that they have tools to improve their experience instead of self-blaming themselves. We decided to concept test the prototype, asking participants to articulate their thoughts on the experience to learn if these features might help decrease feelings of dating fatigue while using online dating apps. We recruited 4 participants with an active history of using mainstream dating apps on an on and off again basis and due to feelings of dating fatigue. We interviewed these participants for 30 minutes and conducted semi-structured cognitive walkthroughs. We found that our participants have different definitions of what dating fatigue means to them. The experiences that fatigue might have on one person varies from the other. Some found it fatiguing to not see a variety in the matches in the city that they were living in, while others found it fatiguing to never receive matches or to have been in this process for so long and still never found a meaningful partner. We found that our participants enjoyed our polls feature to see shared negative emotions among users. It reassured them that their feelings are validated and that they're not alone in this experience. Another feature was the check-in feature. One of our participants responded that that feature felt like someone was giving him a big hug, and they really appreciated that the company cared about their well-being. Our last finding was that participants have mixed feelings towards the check-in features. Some questioning the ulterior motives of the company because their revenue is based on active users, not people finding love, while other participants did not mention any issues with ulterior motives of the company and just found the features to be very helpful. We did all of this research, but what are our next steps? Well, we want to improve the prototype to make sure additional aspects of the app don't catch users off guard. We want to learn more about how people define dating fatigue and how we can reduce users' skepticism of dating apps. And lastly, we would like to conduct more evaluative research to understand what features resonate the most with users and how to best support them due to dating fatigue. We had a few takeaways from our study. The first one was to add additional questions to the screener to learn how comfortable participants are talking about a sensitive topic. One participant said she felt for days very sad after our interview, and I think that could have been avoided if we provided more context beforehand and asked more questions in the screener. The second takeaway was to recruit extra participants for our research. We had a few participants drop out last minute. Luckily, we were able to find new ones, but in the future, we would not want to risk that, and we would make sure that we have a backup plan in case people drop out. And the third takeaway was the importance of asking probing questions when you're conducting research. The first interview that we did, we followed the script and the interview ended quite early. And that could have been avoided if we were paying more attention to their answers, asking probing follow-up questions instead of just fully sticking to the script. Thank you for watching my presentation. I enjoyed learning more about dating fatigue and trying to find solutions to help people feel less fatigued during their dating app experience.